Hey guys, Chelsea from Attention to Details, and I am so excited to finally be doing this video. We are so close to 7,000 subscribers. I think we're like 6.5 some odd number. I am blown away by you guys, by those of you who have subscribed and following, commenting, interacting. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for just making this channel what it is. I'm excited to see where it can go. Who knows? The sky can be the limit sometimes, especially oddly enough in YouTube. But I want to do a special giveaway at the end of this video for one lucky subscriber, follower. I'm going to give you guys kind of the instructions at the end of the video for those of you who want to be a part of that giveaway. But today, what we're going to be doing is I want to share with you guys a fantastic polisher, polish, and pads, a combination that is perfect for a beginner to be able to tackle their daily driver. So let me show you what we're working on, and let's get into it. All right, so we have a black Town & Country in for a full detail. We're doing a polish on the exterior. We've already done our wash and decontamination with a clay towel. Our paint is silky smooth. You can see the customer said that his wife frequently takes it through the automatic car wash. Up here in PA, a lot of times that's unfortunately how a lot of people maintain their vehicle, especially in the winter time. But you can just see we've got a lot of severe swirls going on the paint. There are some deeper rids. You can see here some deeper rids. My nail doesn't catch on it, so that should polish out. That's kind of like a beginner's way to see if a scratch will polish out. I can catch my nail right here on that bit, but this should polish out nicely based on pad and polish choice. But you can just kind of see if you go around the vehicle, see the condition. It's got a beautiful metallic flake, but it doesn't really get to shine because of all of the swirls and scratches that kind of prevent the light from refracting off of the paint properly. But I want to share with you guys, I've already done half of this hood. I did my test panel. We got everything worked out as far as the pad, the polish that we're going to be using. You can see here my line of kind of demarcation where I stopped. There's a big, buffing scratch. We'll be able to buff that out. There are some deeper rids. The customer's son drew on the vehicle with a stone, so that's not coming out. And I told the customer already, we're not going for paint perfection. Why, when you are polishing a vehicle, do you want to be mindful of how aggressive you are? Well, your clear coat is only micrometers thin. It's thinner than a sticky note. And if you try to polish your vehicle too frequently or too aggressively, you can actually compromise the clear coat, remove too much of the UV protection that is in your clear coat. Because after about 5 years, your UV protection has deteriorated about 50%. So even if you have a used daily driver, you have to be mindful of how aggressive you are on the paint and how much you want to chase paint perfection, because it could end up costing you down the road with clear coat failure and bigger issues than really just swirls and scratches. So that's why I always encourage customers, I don't chase paint perfection typically. I will paint enhance. I will try to clean it up so that way there's better clarity. We remove any sort of contamination. The paint is smooth. Now we know whatever protection we put down on the vehicle, there's nothing in between the protection and the paint. The protection can bond to the paint. It will last longer. It will be more durable versus having all the contamination in between. And if you go through car wash and it strips that contamination off, your wax, your sealant, whatever is going to come off with that dirt. So now we've got a perfectly clean slate. Our protection will last. So let me show you. This is our before condition over here. You can just see, like I said, beautiful metallic flake. Here's our line of demarcation. And then over here, we've got refined paint. Now you can really see that metallic flake shining through. It's going to look fantastic in the daylight. Almost might need sunglasses. So this was the combination for this. And this is actually a really fantastic combination for a lot of daily drivers, I would say. But what we ended up using is a Rupes yellow foam polishing pad. You don't want something super aggressive. If you come in with a microfiber, especially on paint, this paint I would say is that sweet spot. It's kind of soft medium, doesn't mar, it's not super hard to correct. It's that perfect paint that you want to polish. But I did 3 passes at a moderate speed with my arm. And then I used Griot's Correcting Cream. This stuff, I am so impressed by it. It's for removal of moderate paint defects. As if any of you have watched my recent videos discussing DAT and SMAT technology, there's two different kind of technologies within the polishing industry. There's DAT, which is diminishing abrasive technology, and SMAT, which is super micro abrasive technology. Now, this is a SMAT. So what that means is that the polish or the abrasive that is in the polish is going to stay the same size no matter how long you work the product. So that means if I do 2 passes, 3 passes, 4 passes, 5 passes, it's still going to give me kind of the same amount of cut. You just might cut better if you work it longer. Now with diminishing abrasive, it starts off kind of bigger, so you're going to have more cut early on with the product. So a lot of people will say use a slower arm speed with a DAT abrasive because you're going to get more correction. And then as the abrasive kind of decreases in size and is more refined, then you can kind of slow your speed down, speed up your arm strength. You don't have to overheat the paint, and then you can almost finish out. Some would say with DAT technology, you finish out better. But if you're looking for a fantastic product to cut quickly, not compromise your clear coat, and give you really beautiful clarity, this product, there's almost hardly any dusting, easy wipe off. Really blown away with how fantastic this looked on just 3 passes on that pretty severely scratched paint. And here we are using the Griot's G9. This is their new polisher. This is a 9mm throw in comparison to their G6, which is an 8mm throw. The GG6 is by far one of my favorite polishers to use, but the Griot's company came out with kind of an upgraded model. What I love about this, we have a vented backing plate. We've got a lot of venting going on with our motor housing and also just along our electrical components so that we have cooler temperatures for the device. This thing is so lightweight. It is so ergonomic within your hand. I can use just one hand to kind of hold it. We've got kind of that platypus style head to hold it. We've got a trigger on and off, smooth, easy on off start. And then we've got all of our speed settings down here. So that way you could technically, if you were just kind of coming over the paint, one hand, adjust. Very, very user friendly, very easy to use. I do have a washer modification on this just to kind of help prevent stalling from the backing plate. That has been my one little, I wouldn't say issue, but learning curve that I've had to adjust from the GG6. That is a completely different machine. You could kind of press down on the GG6 and it is just a workhorse. This polisher was designed to let the polisher do the work, not the person holding it. So you really want to be mindful of how much pressure you're putting on the polisher on the panel. I have found that when you're working on kind of these vertical panels here, a higher speed will kind of force through any sort of stalling. So what we're going to do is we're going to tape off this panel. I'm going to show you just how fantastic the Correcting Cream, the Rupes Yellow Polishing Pad, and the G9, this combination, a fantastic winning combination for a beginner who wants to polish their vehicle, their daily driver, maybe not chase paint perfection. If you work it longer, you might get that. But if you're just looking for a quick, easy way to refine your paint, clean it up, give you fantastic gloss, we're going to show you that process right now. So let's get set up and we'll start polishing. Alright, so I was going to do a time lapse, but for those of you who are beginners, we're going to talk this out just a little bit. You can see I put 4 pea-sized drops on my pad. You don't want to oversaturate your pad. That'll cause heating issues. It'll kind of clog it and prevent it from being able to cut and polish down well. We kiss it out. We can just, dab it all over. That way we're not working on a dry panel. We're going to start at a slow speed. We're going to go at speed 2, spread it all out in our work area. I like to work kind of a section at a time, so I'll do this section, this whole lower section, move on, and just kind of break up the vehicle into sections. That way, 1, it's easier for workflow, and 2, that way I'm not constantly just using too much product or too little product on a big space. You want to try to keep it kind of within your shoulder length. I might come here, but if you're doing this, you're going to find that you're going to run out of product. It's not going to have very good working time, and it's just more user fatigue. So try to kind of keep within your shoulder span. And we're gonna spread this out. So we got speed 2. Now we're gonna bump it up to about 5.5. Light pressure. Slower arm speed. Working on that scratch a little bit. We're just going back and forth. That way I don't overheat the paint. Overlapping passes by 50%. You can see there's no dusting. Go back and forth. This is our second pass now. Try to keep your pads flat. You don't want to be like this, you get pad or flat. This is our third pass. We're going to stop there for now. We're going to check our level of cut. You can see very easy wipe off, very smooth. Now again, like I said, I'm not chasing paint perfection. I'm enhancing the paint. I want to preserve as much clear coat as possible, but I want to try to, my goal is to kind of go after 50% of the swirls and scratches. So let's see what kind of clarity we have. So if we come in close, you can see we've got kind of my mini blind in the background that's kind of messing with your eyes. So this is kind of where I was a little bit lighter because of our line. I didn't want to get my pad on the tape. We'll go kind of blend that a little bit better when we go over everything. So this is our before. You can just see the paint is dull, flat, swirled. When your light hits it, it's kind of all these lines kind of preventing it from really looking clear. And then over here, we've got a deeper gloss. We've got clarity. You can just actually see the light versus all of the kind of glow around it. So that's kind of what you want to go for. You know, if you want to do, you know, longer passes, more passes with this product, it has fantastic working time. But for me, in this moment, with the conversation I've had with the customer, expectations they have, the budget they have, and also the time limitations that I have, because I still have to do all of the inside, we are focusing on just a quick paint enhancement, refining it, cleaning it up for them, and they're happy with that. So we're going to keep moving on this. Before I get kind of too far ahead of myself, for those of you who are beginners when it comes to polishing a vehicle, I wanted to just kind of share some practical tips with you guys on how to polish more efficiently and safely. So you'll see here, I've used this pad for 2 sections up here on the roof, this one and this one. And like I said, I will kind of break it up into sections. So even for the roof, I will do 2 sections here, one on either side. So this section here, this section here, section, so about 6 sections on the roof. And the way that I will break up the side panels is I will do kind of like this upper part here, and then break it up here, 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 and then, you know, half the lower panel, half the lower panel, and then this whole piece here. And then I will also break up the hood into 2 sections, maybe even 4 based on severity. But when you are polishing a vehicle, a lot of times guys will just buy 1 pad, thinking that that is sufficient. And you'll see here, give me a second. You'll see here, I have a stack of pads. I will try to change a pad, if not every section that I do, but at least every panel at a minimum. And what I will do in between sections is I have a detail brush. You can pick up even just like a $5 mother's brush, but this is a pad detailing brush, and I will turn it to a low speed in between, because you have all that compound and clear coat, because you're braiding clear coat off to remove, the highs and make it nice flat surface. So your pad will get gummed up with the polish and the clear coat paint. So you need to kind of blow that out. You can use an air compressor if you have one. So I will just kind of fluff it, try to get some of that built up stuff broken up, so that way it is a lot easier to use. But one way that I will wash my pads on the fly, for those of you who are beginner, this is how I would kind of clean my pad. So give me a second. I need 2 hands. So I have here a bucket filled up with about maybe 1.5 gallons of water. And you can see I've done half of the hood, or one, side panel, and some of the roof. I've already gone through 2 pads. I have them soaking in this right here, Polishing Pad Rejuvenator. I just have 1 scoop in here. You can pick up there's like little packets of, I believe it's Snappy's Pad Rejuvenator, but I just put a small amount in there, kind of mix it up. Just give it a good squeeze. You can see this was actually black because I went up against some trim. This was black. Just kind of work it out here. You can let that soak in there. Just take your hands and kind of work it into, massage it into the pad. You can squeeze it out. Squeeze that out. And then what we do, I have a grit guard here. We use these to wash a vehicle. I have my hose on jet setting. You can see it rinsed clean. We have no white water, which kind of will tell you if you have any of that polish still in there. And then what I will do is I will take these pads, attach them to my polisher, turn it up to about speed 4.5, and spin it dry, let it air dry for a few minutes. You can just kind of let it sit here. And that's how I kind of wash my pads quick on the fly. For those of you who don't necessarily want to spend all the money on 6, 7, 8, 9 pads, maybe if you buy 2 or 3, that way while you're using one, you can have the others kind of soaking, clean them out, spin them dry, let them air dry for, just a few minutes while you work on that next panel. And then you're always working clean. That way you're going to get the maximum cut and ability out of your pad because you don't have it clogged with too much polish and clear coat residue. So hopefully that helps some of you guys just to get better results, be more efficient, and get better durability out of your pads. So, like I said, we're going to keep moving, but I just wanted to kind of share that little tip for any of you who are beginner polishers. You want to make sure that you, like I said, work within like a 2x2 section and play with it a little bit. If you find that you're not getting the level of cut that you're looking for, slow your arm speed down. Standard rule of thumb for polishing is 1 inch per second. That can be tedious and oftentimes too aggressive if you have soft paint and you're using an overly aggressive pad. If you're looking for paint perfection, that is kind of the standard rule of thumb. But if you are looking for just kind of daily driver correction, maybe 50% correction, enhancement, I would say, you know, move at a clip like this. And then, like I said earlier, 50% overpasses. Try to keep your pad flat. If you have kind of an angle, you know, don't think that that is your whole cut. You might do this bit here angled, and then come in here and consider this part atop. Work your way down. And with the G9, I have found that if you have some issues with the backing plate, you can kind of put a mark on the backing plate to make sure that it is oscillating properly. If you find that that line isn't moving, you either have too much pressure or you kind of need to up the speed so that way you can kind of push through some of those stalling issues that might occur. So we're going to keep moving. All right, guys, we are all done. We've got our entire van polished to about, I would say, 50 to 60% correction. Take a look in our mirror. You can see we've got a lot of deep scratches, but again, this is a paint enhancement, and this is a phenomenal system for any beginner to be able to just pick up a polisher with the right pad. You can use correcting cream and get fantastic correction on your daily driver. I would say if you have, you know, a newer vehicle, you probably could get by with a white polishing pad. If you have a used vehicle that, you know, it's, I would say, mild to moderate, orange pad from Light Country, like the Force pads or even the Griot's pads. Orange or yellow tend to be not as aggressive. They cut and they finish down beautifully. If you have a severely scratched vehicle, it's been really neglected, you might want to start off with either kind of like a Rupes yellow wool pad, medium wool pad, or even a microfiber pad or the Eurofiber 50/50. That might leave some marring based on the type of paint. If it's medium to soft, it might leave some marring, so you might need to do a quick pass with the correcting cream with like a white pad just to kind of refine it and finish down a little bit better. And you can kind of tell when you look at the paint, if you kind of see where it's dull and there's just a lot of very, very, very small scratches, that's what we kind of call micro marring from your pad. If your pad kind of leaves behind, it's too aggressive, and you need to finish out with a polishing pad. Maybe, you know, a low speed, quick passes. It should clean it up very quickly and easily. But with this polisher, it is very hard to, you know, be overly aggressive with paint. That's why I think this is actually the perfect polisher for a beginner to be able to use. If you use a system like this on an average daily driver, you're going to get 50 to 75% correction at least, if not near paint perfection based on the condition of the vehicle. You're going to have hardly any dusting, easy wipe off. You can see I don't have any sort of ghosting or holograms. I don't even have, let's see if we open a door. I don't even have like polish residue in my door jambs, which that's always a winner for me. So I hope this kind of helped. For any of you that are looking for a fantastic system for a beginner to use, we have the Griot's Garage, their G9 polisher. We have Griot's Garage correcting cream. They do have a fast correcting cream as well. Either one I think would be perfect for a daily driver. This is for more moderate paint defects, and that was kind of the situation that we were in today. But what I wanted to do, Griot's, I reached out to them because I love their polishers so much, because it is really what helped me get my start as a detailer. I actually owe a lot of my success to the GG6, to Griot's, to their videos. What I want to do, and what Griot's is willing to do, is we're going to give away a brand new Griot's G9 polisher. So what you need to do, there are going to be some instructions down below in the video description in case you miss all the steps. You need to like this video. You need to subscribe to the channel, already be a subscriber. You need to head over to Griot's, their YouTube channel, and you need to subscribe to their channel and follow their channel. I think that's the least that any of us could do with this. Just give them a subscribe, give them a follow. make sure you check out some of their videos. They show you a lot more in-depth videos on their polishers, on their polishes, on their pads. It's a phenomenal library resource for anyone to utilize, for anyone who is going to be using this polisher, this system. From there, so like my page, like this video, subscribe to the channel, go over to Griot's, subscribe and follow to their channel. And then down below on this video, I want you to comment done. And then I also want you to give me a little bit of information about yourself. It doesn't have to be extensive, but have you ever polished a vehicle before? What kind of vehicle are you looking to polish with this? Do you own a shop? Are you an enthusiast? Just basic information like that. I just want to kind of get to know one another. If you have questions about the polisher, polishes, pad choice, things like that, by all means, let me know in the comment section down below. I am so excited, so thankful to Griot's for being willing to sponsor this giveaway. They're actually going to mail the polisher for me. So once we pick a winner, once we get beyond 7,000 subscribers, what I will do is my kids will pick a winner, and we will announce that winner in a video, and then I will contact Griot's, and they will be sending the polisher to you. Beauty of these polishers is they have a lifetime warranty, so if things go bad, and their customer service is phenomenal. I don't think you're going to have an issue, but if you do, they are there to help and help you troubleshoot and get things working again for you. I have not had any issues with these polishers other than needing to replace the brushes and just some basic maintenance. But you can see we've got our power cord, we've got our handy dandy speed settings, we've got our vented backing plate, lightweight, we've got ergonomic. This thing is a dream to use. I just spent 3.5 hours using it, and I don't have any sort of hand fatigue. It is a beautiful polisher, beautifully designed, and I'm excited for one of you lucky winners to be able to use this for your daily driver or in your shop. So thank you again, Griot's, and like I said, make sure you guys follow the instructions for the giveaway and comment down below, and we will see you guys in the next video. We're going to be putting the last coat version 2 on this just to make it beautiful. For those of you who want to see the after for this video, I'm not going to do any more videos on it. I got to get moving. But head on over to my Attention to Details Facebook business page and be sure to check out the beautiful after pictures on this, the before and afters. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Here's to 70,000 subscribers. Who knows? But anyways, thank you guys for everything. We'll see you in the next video. Have a great day. Bye.